Missing the party. Come on.
Greetings, tribe, and welcome to Snackin with Ortega. I'm your host of extraordinary magnitude, Ortega LaTrobe, and today we're doing some New York City street cart style Kraut dogs. Remember, tribe, if you like what we're doing here, the best way to keep the content rolling and the channel growing is to give us a like, drop a comment, and of course, subscribe. You know I love my hot dogs. Boiled, steamed, grilled, fried, whatever, from wherever. Anytime I go to an event, I gotta have one. If I see a street cart, I feel compelled to stop and get one, even if I just eaten, because I love myself some hot dogs. I love them shitty hot dogs. Oddly, until I was in New York City for my birthday and GCW at Hammerstein in 2022, I never had sauerkraut on a hot dog. Somehow I'd convinced myself I didn't like it. And I thought to myself one day, it's basically like pickled cabbage. You love everything else pickled. Why wouldn't you like this? And so while I was there, I was at Crif Dogs, and I asked the lady what the thing was, like the one to get there. And she said, kraut, spicy mustard, and the dog. So that's what I'm doing here today. What are we using to put these together today? Well, let me tell you. Got some dogs, Hebrew Nationals. Of course, you gotta have the buns, ballpark hot dog buns, sauerkraut, and some spicy brown mustard. And for seasonings, brown sugar, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and adobo. Before we get started here, I just want to acknowledge that some of you may think this is a bit lengthy process for hot dogs. And of course, you can toss them in the microwave and have them in a few seconds. You can drop them in a pan of boiling water and have them in a few minutes. But today, I want to impart some flavor and get some of that street dirty dog style water going on. So it might take us a little bit, but we're gonna get there. When we get there, it's gonna be good, man. Got our pan with 6 cups of water in it. Got this over a fairly low heat. We don't want to bring it to a boil. We just want to keep it at a nice simmer so we can impart some of the flavors of the seasonings we're going to add into our water. Speaking of seasoning our water, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper. Now we're going to add our dogs. Going to lid this up. We're just going to let that simmer for about an hour. Make sure to keep an eye on your water levels. Check it every 15-20 minutes. You don't want it to evaporate away. When we get back and the dogs are done, we'll build our kraut. See you in about 60. We're back. These dogs are done. Gonna keep that lid on them so they stay nice and hot and steamy. Set on the back burner. Now it's time to build that kraut. Take the kraut, drain it off. Push out any of that excess moisture. I'm not gonna get all of it out, obviously. Take the pan, put it over medium heat, add the kraut, add in the brown sugar, add in the black pepper and adobo. Stir it in. We're just gonna keep this over that medium heat until it just warms through. Get some of that flavor from the seasonings imparted into the kraut. It's time to build them dogs and get a good bite. Our kraut's nice and steamy, so we're gonna turn the heat off. Now, this one last final step. Take my steamer basket, this here pan. Gonna take some of our weenie water, add it to that pan. Put the basket in, take a couple buns, put them in the steamer basket, lid that up. Get that authentic steaming weenie. Keep an eye on your buns. You don't want them to get all soggy. I think our buns are good. Avengers assemble. Get yourself a plate, put your buns on the plate, put some dogs in the buns. Now you're gonna get some kraut and put it on the dogs that are on the buns that are on the plate. As much or as little as you would like. You know I like my ratios. Now we're gonna hit it with that spicy brown mustard. There you got it. The New York City inspired kraut dog. Now let's get that good bite. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. 3D, the flying weenie in 3D. That tangy kraut, the spicy mustard, the good hot dog, the steamy bun, it all works together so well. Oh, this is so good. There's so many ways you can top dogs. There really is. You know, there's 1,000 different combinations, 1,000 different condiments and toppings. This is a classic standard for me, much like the Chicago dog is the classic standard in Chicago. I think a New York dog is better. Not just toppings wise, but I think New York has better dogs than the Vienna beef. Again, my opinion, don't get mad at me. Calm down, Chicago people. I put ketchup on my hot dogs too, so before you shoot, remember this. It's your food, it's your mouth. Do it the way you want to. I'd like to thank y'all for stopping by the Hacienda and spending your time with us here today. This has been the New York City inspired Kraut Dog. I've been Ortega LaTrobe, and you've been snacking with Ortega.